Hi everyone, this is Joy with Create It with Joy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be part of Spellbinders blog hop for the April club kits. I'm excited for you guys too because there's chances to win a $50 gift certificate. So leave a comment on Spellbinders blog and also leave a comment on my blog because there is a chance to win a $25 gift certificate. So first I'm going to start off by using Spellbinders Modern Essentials rectangle die, and I'm going to use the second smallest die, and I'm going to cut out 2 pieces of white cardstock. We are going to be making a shaker card for this project. I wanted to be able to show you guys that you could use these dies without using Trucking Through the Seasons die. That is a fantastic die, and I love it. But even though they go with those dies, you definitely can use them without it. So that is what this card is for. I'm going to be using the birthday sentiment from the large die of the month for April and the heart balloon from the small die of the month for April. So I'm going to be running that through my die cut machine. Again, I'm cutting out 2 of these pieces. The first one of the pieces will be for the front panel of the shaker card, and the second piece will be the back panel because it just makes it easier to put together, but you will see how that comes together in just a little bit. I am going to be putting the birthday die down at the bottom of this front panel. And that's how I'm going to die cut it. I want it to just be die cut into, and we will see all the shaker bits inside of this. Then I'm also going to be taking the heart balloon die, and that's from the small die of the month. And I'm going to be die cutting 3 separate balloons out of this front panel because, again, this is where I want to see the shaker bits. So what I'm going to do for the second balloon is actually line it up where it's kind of overlapping that first balloon because I want this to look like it's a bunch of balloons floating up from the birthday sentiment. So there you can see it's overlapped a little, and I will run that through my die cut machine. And then we will die cut a third opening. So we'll see that in just a minute. I hope you guys are having fun hopping along for Spellbinders April blog hop using their April kits. I hope you guys are leaving comments. Again, leave it on Spellbinders. They are giving away 3 $50 gift certificates, and I will be giving away a $25 gift certificate as well. So leave a comment on my blog, please. Okay, now that those 3 are die cut and done, I'm also going to die cut some more balloons out of a white glitter. It's called White Diamond Glitter cardstock. It's from Cardstock Warehouse. I wanted to keep this card very neutral in color because I wanted the shaker bits to be what stood out and what made it feel like a birthday card. But I didn't want to have just white balloons, so that's why I opted for white glitter balloons. So I'm die cutting 4 of those, and we're going to be lining those up on the card in a really kind of a fun way. So now you can see I have some of those overlapping that open heart that we already die cut. I'm going to add some low tack tape. I've got my purple tape, washi tape, anything like that. I'm going to put that on the metal die, and I'm going to line that up over the existing die cut heart. And I'm going to the tape is going to stick to those other 2 hearts, and we're going to run that through the die cut machine because when we line those back up, those white glitter hearts will look like they're actually floating behind the open hearts where we will see the shaker bits. So once I take those off, I'll line them up and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So now we're going to have this nice cluster of balloons. I'm going to do the same thing for that top balloon. I have it overlapping a little bit, and I'm going to line it up the same way. I'm going to add some purple tape to my metal die, line it up with my already die cut heart. The purple tape will stick to the metal die and the glitter heart, and then I will run that through my die cut machine. And then we'll have this nice heart that's going to follow the lines of the already die cut heart, and it will look like it's floating behind those balloons. And I did an odd number of balloons because, again, it's for design. It's very pleasing to the eye. So I have done 7 balloons here, but your choice, whatever you want to make and whatever you like makes sense. But do you see how that lines up? So now we've got all this nice bouquet of balloons. So now I'm going to stamp the word happy on black cardstock, and I'm going to emboss that with gold embossing powder. I'm using Fawn's Happy, Happy, Happy sentiment. And then I'm going to trim that out into a long strip that I will adhere above the word birthday. So I'm just going to heat emboss that. I'm using Simon Says Stamp Ultra Fine Gold Embossing Powder. We're going to heat that up, and then I will trim that out. I just love to watch gold embossing powder. Actually, I love to watch any embossing powder, but gold I think is just so, so pretty. So this really is going to be the only dark thing on the card, if that makes sense. I'm going to now adhere all of these hearts, line them up where they go. And you'll see that this does look like a bouquet of balloons just floating. And then I had one glitter heart balloon that I did not have to die cut. It was off floating by itself. You could pop some of these up on foam tape. I did not want to because this was already going to be dimensional because it is a shaker card. Now I am taking a jelly roll pen that's like a glitter jelly roll pen, and I'm going to be drawing the strings to the balloons. You could do it in black if you wanted, or you could use real string, any of those options work. Again, I wanted to keep it fairly light, so that's why I did it in a glitter pen instead of black. Really super simple, really super pretty. Now I'm going to adhere down this sentiment strip, and I'm just going to line up the word happy in the center, and then I will trim off the excess off of the sides. And that looks really nice again. And that also covers up where all the strings are coming down. And so that hides that there, so you don't have to worry about being super neat about that. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to fold my foam tape in half. When you're doing a shaker card, you need to have at least a double layer, if not a triple layer of foam tape. I could get away with a double layer because I'm going to be using seed beads and they're very tiny. But if you're going to use bigger, chunkier things, you're better off doing a triple layer. But I like to fold it in half and then trimming it up into smaller pieces for this card. And I believe I saw forever ago, Christina Warner showed this tip on how to do that with the foam tape. Now to the front panel, I'm going to add a little bit of tape runner, and then I've got this embossable window plastic from Judikins. And I believe it comes in an A2 size pieces. I think like in the thing that I have, it has like 20 pieces, but they're A2 sized. And so I'm just going to trim this down slightly smaller just on the inside of that white cardstock panel, so nothing is sticking out past it. I was struggling until I flipped it over and cut it the right way. I don't know what my issue was. But now that that's done, we are going to add the foam tape to the inside of this front panel, adding it all the way around the edges. Now, I want the shaker bits to go over this whole card, but if you didn't want that, if you only wanted it in the balloons, you would add some foam tape around the balloons and just put your shaker bits in that part. But I really wanted it to fill up this whole card. I am going to use an anti-static tool on the inside of this just to take off some of the static and just around the edges. I'm making sure not to get it on the top of the foam tape, but just on the inside. So now I have some star confetti. It's kind of a clear iridescent. And I'm putting a good amount in here. And then I'm going to fill this up with seed beads. I'm going to be doing blue and green, pink, orange, red. I think I did a yellow. And I'm being very generous because when this card is just sitting down, I really want it to all settle to the bottom and fill up behind the birthday sentiment. Then when you shake it, I really do want it to fill up the balloon. So sometimes I'm a little sparing on the confetti bits and filling up a shaker card, but not this time, and it was actually kind of fun. So now here's that second piece that we die cut that's the same size, and I'm going to adhere that down and really push down so we get a good adhesion. You don't want none of your stuff falling out. And look how cute that is. And that's all the color, and so that's what I was hoping for, and I could not be happier with how this turned out. Now, this patterned paper is from, excuse me, Spellbinders You're My Type. It was from a past kit, but this was their 6x6 paper pad, and I trimmed it down about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I am adding score tape behind the shaker bit because I just want this to really stay stuck to my card, and score tape is really, really strong. But you could also use a liquid adhesive because those are usually strong too. And I'm just going to center that into my card. And then this card is done. Super simple, super easy. You see that you can make a great card using just this large and small die of the month. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. It really was a lot of fun to make. Thank you for hopping along. I will have a link to the next person to hop along to. Don't forget to leave a comment on Spellbinders blog and on my blog for chances to win gift certificates. I will have all the information on when the drawing is. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope it inspires you. I hope you guys are having fun hopping along this whole thing. It's such a great, fun thing to be a part of, and I'm so glad I am. You guys have a really wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you guys back here shortly. Bye.